So I am here in the Impact office with Editor-in-Chief of the magazine, Belinda Toor. Belinda, first issue of the year. How are you and your editorial team feeling about this?
Oh, I think we're really pleased with the first issue of the year. I think the whole editorial team has done a really fantastic job to get everything done over the summer for the new students, and hopefully we've got a wide range of articles in there that students and freshers at the university will be really interested in.
Perfect, so let's get right in, stuck into the issues. So one of the first features we have, it's Impact News, one of the first stories. Nottingham has been ranked the third most economical city in the UK for 2015. In 2014, it didn't make the list. So why do you think Nottingham has become such an economical city for students in particular?
Well, I think it's basically based on a number of factors, but it's mainly, I think, the fact that compared to other universities, it's quite easy for students to live in Nottingham. For example, I think one of the most important things for students really is the fact of being on a budget and being able to get more for your money around the city. So I think, you know, the rent is lower here, you can have a cheaper night out when you're here, and just in general you can live for a lot cheaper in Nottingham than, for example, London.
Right, so let's get on to our next issue, the first issue of the features section. Equality, not exclusion, impact, investigating the experiences of the LGBT community at the University of Nottingham. Now, this is the first in the features section, so why is this such an important issue to the students at the University of Nottingham, and what should students be aware of?
I think it's not so much what students should be aware of, but I think we wanted to showcase that Nottingham is actually quite a liberal city, and that coming to university is often seen as one of the first safe spaces that people really can feel safe to come out in, and I think that was the main point really that we were trying to get across in the article. It was based on the fact that The Guardian had conducted a study in 2013 about whether gay students or LGBT students are invisible on campus. So I think the features team sort of took that in mind and wanted to sort of survey Nottingham students and showcase what Nottingham has to offer LGBT students.
And really put a student spin on that important issue on campus.
Yeah, exactly. And basically showcase the idea that homophobia is still an issue.
Absolutely. Now, some of the other issues that we have in the magazine, some of the other sections, in another comment section article, combating stress, mindfulness and meditation. I mean, we all get stressed, but it's important to stay on top of things. What does this article really encourage the most?
Well, I think I think you hit the nail on the head there, really. The purpose of the article is because students do get stressed. Everybody sort of gets stressed at some point. And I think it's about bearing in mind how to notice when you're feeling stressed.
Great, and you've got so many other sections as well as the comment section, the food section, recipes. What do you think students should bear in mind when reading the food section?
I mean, I think one of the things that the food section really wanted to try and get across is to try and find meals that you can bake together, and that they're things that you can do in the kitchen when you're moving into a new house. You can whip up these recipes for your housemates. Yeah. Really easy things to do, and you'll suddenly find that you're the most popular housemate in the house because you're the chef.
And there are some recipes as well for the more adventurous types as well. Yeah. Now, the style section, my favourite section in the entire magazine. It's great. It's got hints, tips. Style has really grown for Impact in the last couple of years. Why do you think that is?
Well, for one thing, we've given them more pages because they've done absolutely fantastic shoots. Last year they were really starting to focus on doing bigger photo shoots and including beauty shoots into the magazine as well. So we had a real variation. So this year's style team have done a really fantastic job in taking over from last year. And you know, they've got their different ways to style a jacket.
Exactly.
I think one of the main things that they're really keen to do this year is to also include boys into the issue as well.
Which they have done.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the past it's been very female focused, but I think that this year they're trying to make it a little bit more balanced.
Style for all. I'm liking Impact's approach.
Exactly.
Last but not least, right at the back of the magazine, after all those amazing features, is the sport section. Now, it has loads of sport news as it is, but one of the main features, which is at the back of the magazine, but it's still so important, should varsity be held earlier in the year? Now, last year it was held in a 2-week block, but it was kind of during exam periods.
Yes.
What are the arguments for and against this happening again?
Well,
should it be put forward?
I think the main issue is that they made a massive change last year in making varsity into a 2-week block, so it was more condensed. But I think the main issue is the time, obviously, where it's held is so close to exam time. So I think the argument is that obviously it's so close to exam time, it's really impacting on the students' studies as well. So having to sacrifice studying for sport or sport for studying is something that really we should not have to do.
Belinda, thank you. And where can students find Impact on campus?
Well, we have our located stands in the Portland building, and we've got stands in Jubilee and Sutton Bonington as well. So yeah, you just need to have to look out for our stands, and they've got the Impact banner on top, so you can't really miss them.
Perfect. Thank you, Belinda.
Thank you.